Myself, Kanerkar LM, Junior College Lecturer in Biology in RBNB College, Srirampur. Now, previous lecture start the one of the important topics in 11th science, respiration and energy transfer. Now, our previous lecture, our detailed study the definitions of respiration, then structure of mitochondria, another like the structure of ATP or energy currency are also detailed study in previous lecture. Now today start the actual mechanism of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Means there are two type of respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now first of all the aerobic respiration. Now aerobic respirations takes place in higher organisms. Higher organisms like the human beings as well as higher plants, such a type of respirations takes place. Means exchange of gases in higher organism. Therefore aerobic respirations takes place in higher organism. Anaerobic respiration takes place in lower organism. Lower organism like the bacteria, yeast, these are the they respire the anaerobically. Means this aerobic respiration means this respiration requires the molecular oxygen. It requires the molecular oxygen. Hence, they are called as aerobic respiration. And another like the anaerobic respiration means this respiration takes place in independent of molecular oxygen, in presence of oxygen as well as in absence of oxygen. Hence, they are also independent of molecular oxygen. Now, this aerobic respiration takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria of living cells. Means inside the cell, and anaerobic respirations takes place in inside cell as well as outside the cell. Because of these anaerobic respirations takes place in cytoplasm. They take place in cytoplasm, and aerobic respirations takes place in cytoplasm as well as mitochondria. Okay. Now the equation general equation of aerobic respiration like the complex organic substance, they are the respiratory substance like the glucose. They are the glucose C6H12O6. This glucose is breakdown in presence of oxygen. And to form a simple inorganic substance like the carbon dioxide and water. And energy is released. How much energy is released? These are the energies released. 38 ATP is released. How much? 38 ATP is released from breakdown of one glucose molecule in presence of oxygen. One molecules of glucose is aerobically breakdown and to form 38 ATP means 686 kilocalorie energy is released. How much? 686 kilocalorie energy released from breakdown of one glucose molecule. These are the complex organic substances is breakdown in presence of oxygen in stepwise and to form a simple inorganic substance like the carbon dioxide, water, and 38 or 686 kilocalorie energy is released during aerobic respiration. Now anaerobic respiration, this complex organic substance like the glucose. This glucose is breakdown to form a ethyl alcohol and CO2. CO2 is released as well as less amount of only 2 ATP is generated. 2 ATP is released from the breakdown of one glucose molecule, or these are the only 50 kilocalorie energy is released. How much? 50 kilocalorie means 2 ATP. Now aerobic respiration, breakdown of one glucose molecule to release the 38 ATP. And anaerobic respiration, breakdown of one glucose molecule in absence of oxygen, and to release 2 ATP. Therefore, now next the anaerobic respiration, complex organic compounds are break down and to form a simple end product, not a complex. Simple end product means CO2 and H2O. These are the simple, but in aerobic respiration, complex organic compounds are break down and to form complex end product like ethyl alcohol and CO2. Ethyl alcohol and CO2, these are the complex end products are also formed. The breakdown of glucose or respiratory substrate in absence of oxygen. Then another next point, this anaerobic respiration, breakdown of complex organic compound, the more amount of energy is released as compared to anaerobic respiration, means 38 ATP or 686 kilocalorie energy. And in anaerobic respiration, breakdown of one glucose molecule to form or to reach the 50 kilocalorie energy or 2 ATP, means less amount of energy liberated during the breakdown of anaerobic respiration. Now aerobic respiration, the further breakdown means glucose molecules is breakdown to form. Complete breakdown is in 3 steps. These are the complete breakdown or complete oxidations are takes place in aerobic respiration. Now it involves the 3 steps. Now first step, glycolysis. Second step, Krebs cycle, and third step, electron transport system is ETS or terminal oxidation. These are the 3 steps. Complete the glucoses or respiratory substrates are breakdown completely in. It involves 3 steps: glycolysis, Krebs cycle and electron transport system. Now, in respiratory substrates are incomplete breakdown because of in absence of mitochondria as well as in absence of oxygen. These respiratory substrates are breakdown. It in breakdown into a complex end product. It involves the 3 steps: glycolysis. These are the common step in both type of respiration, aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration, then decarboxylation, and last phase, reduction. Electron transport systems are totally absent in anaerobic respiration because of in absence of oxygen, in absence of as well as Krebs cycles does not take place in anaerobic respiration because of it absence of mitochondria. These are the simple way to learn the mechanism of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. That is comparatively. Study of aerobic and anaerobic. Sometimes question can be asked, distinguish between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration like this. Study like this in this way, as well as describe the type of respiration. There are 2 types on the basis of presence or absence of oxygen. Oxygen called as a aerobic respiration and absence of oxygen called as a anaerobic respiration. These are the simple mechanism of or simple type of respiration. Okay. Now next the type of respiration. Now next the mechanism of aerobic respiration. Mechanism of aerobic respiration completed in mainly 3 phases. Now first phase, glycolysis. Or these are also called as a EMP pathway. They are called as a EMP pathway or glycolysis. Now this glycolysis is a first phase or first step in mechanism of aerobic respiration. Now this glycolysis takes place in both type of respiration, means aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration. Hence the glycolysis is a common step in both type of respiration. Because of this glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm. Hence this respiration are also called as a cytoplasmic respiration. They are called as a cytoplasmic. Now this glycolysis, complex organic substance like the glucose is completely break down to form 2 molecules of pyruvic acid in stepwise enzymatic reaction. The glucose is converted to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid called as a glycolysis. They are called as a glycolysis. This enzymatic or glycolytic reaction firstly discovered by the 3 German scientists. Three German scientists like the Embeden, Meyerhoff and Paracelsus. Hence, they are also called as a EMP pathway. Hence, called as a EMP pathway. Now, they are the introductory part of glycolysis. Glycolysis takes place within the cytoplasm. Because of these are the common step in both type of respiration. That it takes place in presence of oxygen as well as absence of oxygen. Hence, they are the common step in both type of respiration. These are discovered by the three German scientists like the Professor Embeden, Meyerhoff and Paracelsus. Hence, called as a EMP pathway. Now, this glycolysis completed into mainly or major two steps. Involves two major steps. Now, first step they are also called as a preparatory phase and another like the cleavage phase. Now, this preparatory and cleavage phase and another like the second main phase or major phase, oxidative and payoff phase. Now, this glycolysis is breakdown. It involves the total 10 steps. Preparatory and cleavage phase include the 1 to 5 phase, that are the preparatory phase and cleavage phase. And 6 to 10 phase like the oxidative and payoff phase. They are the completed two major steps, preparatory and cleavage, and second oxidative and payoff phase, and completed within the 10 main steps. How many steps? 10 main steps. Now, first of all, suppose glucose acts as a respiratory substrate. These are the glucose. Glucose acts as a respiratory substrate. Now, this glucose contains these 6 carbon containing compounds. These are the 6 carbon. These firstly break down. Firstly, this glucose is break down to form a glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate means in this phase or in these steps, step number 1, ATP is converted into ADP. Means ATP is utilized. ATP is used in this step. For the preparation, any preparation, energy is utilized. Therefore, this glucose is breakdown to form glucose 6-phosphate by utilizing the 1 ATP to form ADP. 1 ATP is utilized. 1 ATP is utilized to form glucose 6-phosphate. This process called as a phosphorylation. Okay. Then second step, glucose 6-phosphate. There is 6 carbon containing compound further breakdown to form a fructose 6-phosphate. There is a 6 carbon containing glucose and fructose. Glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate. These are the molecular formula is the same, but empirical formula is different. Structural formula is different. Hence, these glucose 6-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphates are isomer. These are the first isomer. Okay. Then in the glycolysis. Then next step, fructose 6-phosphate is again a phosphorylation and to form fructose 1,6-diphosphate. Fructose 1,6-diphosphate. There is 6 carbon containing. In this step, again 1 ATP is used. Another 1 ATP. Means total 2 ATPs are utilized or used in preparatory phase. These are the first, second, third. This phase they are also called as preparatory phase. Okay. Then next, fructose 1,6-diphosphate is a further breakdown. The fructose 1,6-phosphate is a 6 carbon containing compound is immediately breakdown with the help of this enzyme aldolase and to form a 2 organic compounds. These are the first like the dihydroxyacetone phosphate and second 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. These are the 2 organic compounds are also formed by a fructose 1,6-diphosphate. With the help of the enzyme aldolase. Now, this fructose 6,1,6-diphosphate. This process they are also called as a cleavage. They are called a breakdown. Means 6 carbon containing compounds are breakdown to form 3 carbon containing compound with the help of the enzyme like the aldolase. They are called as means to form 2 trioses. to form two triazoles like the dihydroxyacetone phosphate and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. They are the two triazoles because of they contain a 3 carbons. Okay, now these are these 3 dihydroxyacetone phosphate and 3-phosphoglyceraldehydes, these are also a isomers. These are also called as these are the isomers. Now with the help of the enzyme isomerization. Isomerization means dihydroxyacetone phosphate converted to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde or 3-phosphoglyceraldehydes are converted to dihydroxyacetone phosphate, means interconvertible. Both products are interconvertible. Generally dihydroxyacetone phosphate is converted to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Therefore 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceraldehydes are formed. Now in this step further, 2 molecules of organic compounds are also formed because of dihydroxyacetone phosphate converted to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Okay, these are the 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehydes are formed. Okay, then phosphoglyceraldehyde, 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is further breakdown by oxidation and phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation means addition of inorganic phosphate like the H3PO4 as well as magnesium ions are added, and this energy, this oxidation means 2 NADP is converted to NADPH2. NAD is converted to NADH2. Now this NADH2 is enter within the electron transport system. Electron transport system or terminal oxidation, and each molecule of NADH2 to form 3 ATP through ETS. One molecule of NADH2 enter in electron transport system and they generate 3 ATP. But in this here the 2 molecules of NADH2 is formed. Therefore 6 ATP molecules are generated. How much? 6 ATP molecules are generated in this step number 6, means oxidation and phosphorylation. Oxidation and phosphorylation means oxidative phosphorylation. 6 ATPs are generated. Why? Because of these formation of NADH2. Each molecule of NADH2 form 3 ATP and 2 molecules of NADH2 is enter in electron transport system. Therefore 6 ATP molecules are generated in the oxidative phosphorylation. Okay. Now nextly 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde. 2 molecules of 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde is phosphorylated and to form 3-phosphoglyceraldehydes. To form 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde by phosphorylation means ADP combines with inorganic phosphate group and to form ATP. Now this step ATP generated indirectly. ATP means substrate level synthesis of ATP. In this step 1,3-diphosphoglyceraldehyde is converted to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. In this step 2 ATPs are generated in substrate level, direct formation of ATP. Directly formation of ATP means these are also called as there is substrate level formation of ATP. Now in this ATP generation. Then next step 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, there are 3 carbon containing compounds of 2 molecules. There are further shifting of phosphate group. Which shifting of phosphate group from 3 position to 2 position. 3 position to 2 position. They are called as shifting of phosphate. In this step, the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 2-phosphoglyceraldehyde because of shifting of phosphate. Hence, there is no synthesis formation of ATP. Okay. Now next, the 2-phosphoglyceraldehyde of 3 carbon containing compounds of 2 molecules is dehydrated, means remove the water molecules and to form 2 molecules of phosphoenol pyruvic acid with the help of enzyme enolates. with the help of inorganic. The dehydration means release the water molecules. Water molecules are released. How much? 2 water molecules are released. 2 H2O, 2 molecules of H2O. And to form the phosphoenol pyruvic acid with the help of enzyme enolase. Okay, this step they are called as a dehydration. And last step, this phosphoenol pyruvic acid, 2 molecules of phosphoenol pyruvic acid is converted into pyruvic acid. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate, they are containing 3 carbon containing compound by phosphorylation. 2 ADP, ADP is converted to ATP. ADP is converted to ATP. Means 2 ATPs are directly formed. 2 ATP directly generated. In this step, another 2 ATP directly generated. How much? Means 4 ATPs directly generated and 6 ATPs generated through the electron transport system. Means totally 10 ATPs are generated from breakdown of 1 glucose molecule to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Means glycolysis, 10 ATPs are generated. But in preparatory phase, phase number 1st and phase number 3rd, 2 ATPs are used. 2 ATPs are used. Hence, the 8 ATP is a net gain of glycolysis. How much ATP? The 8 ATP is a net gain of glycolysis because of 6 ATP generated through the electron transport system and 4 ATP generated direct substrate level. Total 10 ATP minus 2 ATPs are utilized in preparatory phase. Therefore, 8 ATP is a net gain of glycolysis. Now, another way. Now, sometimes 2 ATPs are net gain of glycolysis because of 4 ATPs is formed or directly generated substrate level. But 2 ATPs are utilized in preparatory phase. Therefore, only 2 ATP generated in or 2 ATP is a net gain of glycolysis. Okay. Now, these are the glycolysis. They are called as a glycolysis. Simple way. These are the glycolysis. Now, are the glycolysis. Now, these are the first step of mechanism of aerobic respiration. There is a common step in both type of respiration takes place in cytoplasm. Then glucose is breakdown to form 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Sometimes question can be asked, describe EMP pathway or glycolysis. Sometimes question can be 1 mark question, what is glycolysis? Or sometimes the diagrammatic representation of glycolysis. Give the diagrammatic representation of glycolysis. Now, in this way, they are complete the glycolysis first step. Now, one more point within the mechanism of aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now, first of all, glucose is breakdown in aerobically and to form 6CO2, and glucose is breakdown in absence of oxygen to release 2 CO2 molecule. Now, this ratio of CO2 release in aerobic and anaerobic respiration is 3:1. 3:1 means aerobic respiration 6 CO2 and in anaerobic respiration only 2, means ratio is 3:1. Now, ratio of ATP synthesis in aerobic and anaerobic respiration is 19:1. 19:1 because of in 38 ATP in aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration only 2 ATP means 19:1. That is the most important point. Okay, now in this way complete the first step in mechanism of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Thank you.